Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. I am Coach Ray. Thank you for joining me for today's class. So for today's class, we are going to need 2 long sticks. I am going to be using the squat rack as a wall. So if you have something stable for you to press the bottom of the stick into for some core drills we're going to get into later, that'd be perfect. So we are going to get into a hip drill. We're specifically going to be working with internal hip rotation. We're going to do a little bit of hip abduction. And then for the warm-ups, we're going to go through a full body mobilization, focus a lot on the T-spine and controlling the hips, okay? We're also going to need a pad or pillow or something soft for you to kneel on. For the stretching phase, we are going to get into opening up the hip flexor, opening up that line, adding in some rotation there as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to grab both long sticks, okay? Now what I want to do from here is I'm going to start off by getting into the horse stance. So we're going to start with the feet and ankles first here. So I'm going to have my stance a little bit wider than shoulder width. Toes are going to be pointed forward. I'm going to have the sticks roughly about 6 to 8 inches from the line of my toes, okay? Hands are roughly about shoulder height here, okay? I'm going to squat down just a little bit. Make sure my pelvis is stacked under my spine. Stay up tall, okay? So we're going to bring both heels up. You want to make sure you're on all 5 toes and a ball of both feet. Bring it up as much as you can, of course, without pain. And then we're going to slowly go back down under control. Level of the hips do not change, right? We're going to come back up. Make sure you breathe here. Good. Back down slow. Keep it under control. Good. Back up. Good. Back down. Slow and controlled. Back up. Good. Make sure you feel those feet and ankles working. Down. One last time. Up. Hold. Good. And back down. Excellent. So, now we're going to get into some lateral shifting. However, now we're going to get into a split squat stance, okay? And so with this, if you have one stick, all right, you want to actually have a stick in the hand of the opposite of the leg here, okay? So, I'm going to have both sticks, both the bottom of the stick on both in line with my front foot. So I'm going to go my right foot forward first here. I'm going to have my hands on top of the sticks here. Okay, I'm not gripping it, not rope gripping, it's having fingers on top. I'm going to get into a big split stance here. I'm going to start to shift my weight forward, get into a stretch, a little bit of a hang here, okay? And then I'm going to bring my right heel up, okay? And now I'm going to start to shift laterally. So I'm going to shift my ankle inwards, or my heel inwards, or towards my midline, so towards the left stick. And then I'm going to shift my ankle outwards to the right, towards my right stick. Okay? Then shift inwards, towards my left. Good. Now towards my right. Good. Left. And right. Back to center and down. Slow and come out of it. Good. So we're also going to get a little bit of load on the quad there too, right? So I'm trying to warm up quite a bit of the tissues here. So we're going to do the same on the left. Make sure the bottoms of the stick are in line with the toes of the left foot. I'm going to drop down, get a hang going, okay? Bring that left heel up. Shift the ankle inwards. Should be on a big toe. So now I'm going to shift my ankle outwards towards the left stick. Shift the ankle inwards. Good. Then out. One more time each way. Shift in. And out. Back to center. and down. Slowly come out. Excellent. Good. And now we're going to work on the pelvic control here. So this is going to be important as we get into the core drills later on. So I'm going to turn and go with the side profile here, okay? And I'm going to have both sticks angled in about 6 inches from in front of my feet here, in front of my toes here, okay? And so I'm going to actually grip up higher for these ones here, okay? So I actually want my grip at the top. And so I'm going to sink down into that horse stance, okay? Feet about roughly shoulder width apart. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to drive both sticks down. I'm going to tuck my pelvis in. I'm going to do a posterior tilt. Squeeze those glutes. Okay? Good. Now tuck the opposite way. Anterior tilt. For those lower back tissues, activate here. Okay? Posterior tilt. Squeeze the glutes. Make sure that they're active. Anterior tilt. Good. Posterior tilt. Good. Anterior tilt. Let's go one more time here. Posterior tilt. Good. Anterior tilt. Back to center, and relax. Good. So now we're going to go with the lateral tilt here, okay? And so for this, I want to make sure we're pushing, you're driving the stick down on the side that you're tilting to. So if I'm bumping my hips to the left, I'm going to drive that left stick down while not having too much tension on the right stick. And as we switch, we're going to shift the stick that we're going to be pushing on here. So I'm going to get into that same stance here. I'm going to bring my hands down to roughly about shoulder height. I'm going to start by bumping my hips to the right. So I'm going to keep my pelvis in neutral position. I'm going to bump my hip up to the right, and I'm going to drive that right stick down, about 20% tension here. Okay? Should feel the right glute activate. Now I'm going to bump my hips to the left and drive that left stick down while taking off the tension on the right stick. Okay? Good. Bump hips to the right, drive that right stick down. 20%. Bump to the left, drive that left stick down. Good. Bump to the right, drive that right stick down. Bump to the left, drive the left stick down. Excellent. One more time each way. Bump to the right, drive that right stick down. Good. Bump to the left, drive that left stick down. Back to center and ease off. Good. So now we're going to get into some rotation here. Okay, we're only going to need one stick for this one here. So I'm going to take the stick, I'm going to place it behind my back, and I'm going to put it in the crooks of my elbows here. Okay, and so it's going to be roughly about mid-back here. And so what I want to do, I want to take a stance roughly hip to shoulder width apart. So if you're having any pain here, reduce the range of motion or the tension that you're generating, okay? And so what I'm going to do from this tall position here, I'm going to start to hinge my hips back, and I want to hinge as far as I comfortably can, okay? Again, without any pain. You may be getting a little bit of a hamstring stretch here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to slide it onto the inside of my right thigh, and I'm going to use my hand to drive that rotation to the left, looking up as I rotate. Now I'm going to come off that rotation, rotate to the right and back to the center. Now I'm going to bring my left hand on the inner part of my left thigh, and I'm going to drive that rotation by pushing this left hand into my thigh here. I'm going to switch again, bring it back to center, slide that right hand on your inner thigh. Good. Make sure you're breathing. Going to bring it back to center. Slide that left hand in on your inner thigh. Good. Let's go one more time each way. Back to center. Slide that right hand in on your inner thigh. You should be getting a little bit further rotation as we go along here. Bring it back to center. Then I'm going to slide that left hand in on my left inner thigh. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to center. Back up. Good. Okay. And so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the stick, I'm going to place it across my chest here. Okay, so I want to have it roughly right about shoulder height. Okay, I'm going to take a split stance. So I'm going to have my right foot forward first. Okay, and what I want to do from here, I'm going to ball and toes on my back foot, my left foot. Have my hands straight out. I'm going to load that front leg by shifting my weight forward just a little bit, and I want to keep my left glute activated. Now what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to pull that stick apart, get some upper back activation. We're going to rotate to the right. So I want you to pull with that right hand. Try to pull it behind you. Good. Now we're going to rotate to the left. Try to keep that left glute tight. Pull that left hand behind you. Good. Pull to the right. Pull that right hand behind you. Still pulling the stick apart. Still keeping that tension about 15 to 20%. Just trying to get some activation. Now we're going to rotate to the left. Still pull the stick apart. Pull it behind you. Good. Trying to get as much rotation as you can control. One more time each way. Rotate to the right. Good. And rotate to the left. Good. Back to center. And relax. Now we're going to switch here. So I have the left foot forward. We're going to get set up in the same position. Okay. We're going to load that front leg a little bit by shifting forward. Squeeze that right glute. Make sure it's tight. Locks those hips forward. Now I'm going to do from here, same thing. Pull the stick apart. Rotate to the left. Pulling my left hand behind me as much as I can. Rotate to the right. Pulling the right hand behind as much as I can. Still pulling the stick apart. Good. Rotate to the left. You should be feeling quite a bit of activation in the T-spine. Rotate to the right. Excellent. One more time each way. Try to pull the left hand behind. Now to the right. Pull the right hand behind. Back to center. And come out. Good. Now what we're going to do from here, we're going to get into a little bit of kayaking here. Warm the shoulders a bit. Okay? So I'm going to take the stick out. Grip out, hands wide. Okay? I'm going to take that horse stance. Start with that left hand up. Okay? Going to drive that left hand through. Let that shoulder blade glide along that rib cage. Remember, try to match my speed. Should not be going faster than I am, right? If you're having any pain, remember to reduce the range of motion. Breathe. Good. All right, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Okay, so that concludes today's warm-up. So we're now going to get into the strength training phase. Okay, we're going to first start with hip drills, so hip internal and external rotation. So you are going to need a wall or something stable at the base for you to push the one stick against. Okay, so we're going to need both sticks for this. Okay. Now, in terms of the setup, one stick's going to be coming out to, so the end of the stick should be in line, roughly in line with your midline here. So directly in front of the chest, okay? The other stick is going to be angled, the bottom of the stick is going to be angled to be in line with your toes, okay? So this is to make sure that we're going in at natural arm line here, okay? So we're going to be working with internal rotation on this right leg, okay? So what we're going to do from here, so my left hand, or my outside hand in this case, is going to be driving the stick down with my hand at shoulder height. Inside hand is going to be diagonal, roughly about chest height. Now what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to drive both sticks in both directions. I'm going to drive this right stick into the wall. I'm going to drive this outside stick down into the floor. You should feel quite a bit of core activation. Let's just hold this position here. 60% tension. Both arms straight. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Good. Now we're going to bring up that inside leg and get the knee to meet the stick here. Okay? So we're going to activate. Let's go 60%. Drive to the left, the outside stick down, inside stick into the wall. We're going to bring this right leg up. Push it against the stick. Now I'm going to try to rotate my foot like so, as much as I can. Hold, still driving up. 3, 2, 1, bring it back in and down. And ease off. Good. So we're trying to trap that hip flexion here and work on that internal rotation. Let's go a couple more reps here. Okay? Let's go 70%. Activate. Bring that right leg up or inside leg up. Internally rotate. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Back in and down. Ease off. Excellent. If you need to, you can always bring this right stick down a little bit more if you can't get your knee up that high. Okay, so you can always adjust. Same thing. 70%. Activate. Drive that left outside stick down. Inside stick into the wall. Bring that knee up. Internally rotate. Try to get that foot as close to the stick as you can. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Back in and down and ease off. Good. Now we're going to switch sides here. So your internal rotation from one side to the other is obviously going to be a little bit different here. Okay. So work with what you can. Just get set up in the same position. Outside stick is in line with the toes. Okay. Shoulder height. Same thing, we're trying to activate first. So let's go 60%. Activate, drive that outside stick down. Inside stick it to the wall. Prep those tissues. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Good. Now we're going to do the same thing. Okay, we're doing the other side. So we're going to activate 70%. Drive both sticks. Bring that inside leg up. Meet the stick. And then rotate. Keep the knee in contact with the stick. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Rotate it back in. Down. And ease off. Excellent. We're going to go a couple more reps here. Okay. Drive both sticks. 70%. Bring that inside leg up. Meet the stick. Drive up. Now rotate that foot towards the middle of the stick here. Hold. 3, 2, one, back in, and down, and ease off. Excellent. Let's go one more time here. 70%, activate, drive both sticks, inside leg up, meet the knee at the stick, rotate, so driving that knee upwards towards the ceiling. 3, 2, 1, back in, and down, ease off. Excellent, good. So we're going to work on a little bit of hip rotation or internal hip rotation from a standing position here, right? It's kind of trapping that leg. So now we're going to work with hip abduction, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have my feet together. I'm going to have the bottoms of the sticks in line with my midfoot here, okay? So both sticks are out, hands are a little above shoulder height here, okay? About nose to mouth height. And so what I'm going to do from here, I want to stand up tall. I'm going to drive both sticks down into the floor. Let's go with 60%. So activate, drive those sticks down. And ease off. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to start with the left leg, okay? So we're going to move that left foot to the left stick. So 60%, stay up tall, arms straight, drive both sticks down. I'm going to bring my left foot, outside of my left foot to the inside of the left stick, and I want to push. Okay, keep my toes facing forward. Okay, don't want to be rotated out. Just going to push. Make sure we're extending those hips. Good, 3, 2, 1, back in. Excellent. Ease off. So I'm going to move bottom of the stick out a couple of inches, right? Increase that challenge. Going to do that same thing. Drive both sticks down, 60%. Going to bring that left foot to the left stick. Keeping both hips in extension here, so you should be feeling your right glute working a little bit as well. Remember, toes and foot facing forward on that left leg here, okay? 3, 2, 1, back in. Excellent. I'm going to move this stick back in. Now I'm going to move on to the right leg, okay? So, same thing. Activate 60%. Drop both sticks down. Good. Bring that right foot to the right stick on the inside. Remember, toes forward. Okay, extend those hips. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Ease off and relax. Move the bottom of the stick out a couple of inches, right? Make it a little more challenging. Chest up tall. Drop both sticks down, 60%. Bring that right foot to the right stick. Push. Keep those hips in extension. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Bring your foot back in and ease off. Excellent. Good. And so now we're going to go into some core drills here. So we are going to go to the floor. So what we're going to start with is we're going to start with a dead bug where we're actually driving both sticks down into the corner of the wall. So remember, if you have something stable for you to push against, that'd be perfect here. So what I'm first going to do, I'm going to have both feet together. Going to be in this position here. Hands are at the level of my shoulders. Okay? Now I'm going to do from here, I'm going to first activate by tucking my pelvis, doing a posterior tilt, getting my entire lower back flat to the floor. Okay, try to squish a marshmallow. Now I'm going to drive both sticks down. And then I'm going to bring both legs up until my knees are 90 degrees. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Bring the feet back down slow. And ease off. Excellent. So, we're going to do a few more reps. We're going to increase tension. So, the next one, let's go at 70% here. Okay? So, arms straight. Okay? First, drive both sticks down. 70%. You should feel like your core's activating here. Bring both legs up. 90 degrees. Make sure you're breathing. 3, 2, 1. Back down slow. And ease off. Excellent. Let's go 2 more reps here. Okay? So let's go 80%. Arms straight. Drive both sticks down. 80%. Tuck that pelvis in. Lower back flat to the floor. Should be at 80% tension. Bring both knees up. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Back down slow. Ease off. Let's go one more time. Okay? It's going to be a shorter one. It's going to be pretty submaximal. Let's go 90% here, okay? Arms straight. Drive those sticks down. 90%. Bring both legs up. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. And relax. Good. And so we're going to stay on the ground here, but we're going to do something a little bit different with this core drill. So we are going to work on the obliques, so the position is going to be just a little weird here, okay? And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of roll over on my side of it here. So I want this stick to be right behind my feet, okay? And so I'm going to grip up high here, okay? And I'm going to have my hand at the top of the stick. If you have a short stick, that's fine. You can grip wherever you can here, okay? This is going to be a one-stick drill. I'm going to place my hand on the floor here, okay? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of roll back a little bit so I'm almost laying a little diagonally. And so I'm going to drive this stick down into the wall here. And I'm going to straighten out my legs and lift my legs off the floor. I'm pushing down with this hand. And I'm going to generate about 50% tension. And I'm going to hold this position. 3, 2, 1, ease off. And relax. So we're looking to work on the oblique and get that entire oblique system activated here, right? So arm is going to be straight. Other hand is down on the floor here, okay? Roll back a bit. 60% activation. Drive that stick into the wall. Lift both feet up, only as far as you can handle. 3, 2, 1. Ease off and relax. We're going to go one more rep here, okay? So with this hand, we're just trying to press down and give a little bit of assistance of coming up a bit, okay? So same thing. Let's go 70% this time, okay? Drive that stick into the wall. Legs straight. Lift up. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. And relax. Good. Let's go ahead and switch sides here. Okay, so just going to roll over. Again, stick is still behind the feet. It has to be behind the body here. It's really important. So I'm going to place my other hand on the floor. Okay, I'm going to roll back just a little bit. So I'm going to activate 50% first. Drive the stick down to the wall. Lift both feet. Point the toes. 3, 2, 1, ease off, and relax. Good, we're gonna go 2 more reps here, okay? 60% this time. Drive the stick into the wall. Lift the legs, point the toes. 3, 2, 1, back down, ease off. Excellent, we're gonna go 1 more rep here, 1 more rep, okay? 70%, drive the stick into the wall, lift both feet, point the toes, feel that oblique activate. 3, 2, 1, back down, ease off. Excellent. Good. So now we're going to get into the stretching. So what I'm going to do from here, we're going to use both sticks. I'm going to take the pad here and we're going to go to a kneeling position. So again, if you're by a wall, something for you to kind of press against, press upon the sticks into, that'd be good because I want that stability here. And so what we're going to do from here, I'm going to have my left knee down first, okay? And so I'm going to have my back foot flat to the floor, so the top of my foot is going to be on the floor here. So I'm extending my ankle. The bottoms of the sticks are going to be in the corners here like so. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to place my hands on the ends of the sticks here, and you can adjust your position however needed. And so what we're going to do from here, I'm going to first lock my hands out, so lock my arms out, okay, up straight up in the overhead position. I'm going to drive my back foot into the floor, so I'm going to push that foot down, and I'm going to squeeze that left glute. Good, you're going to feel a big stretch in the hip flexor here. We're also working on a little bit of extension. Hold. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Excellent. Okay, we're going to go 2 more here. This is just opening up the anterior tissues of the hip. Okay, so drive that back foot down. Arms are locked up overhead. Drive that back foot down about 15%. Squeeze that left glute. Those hip flexors open up. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Good. Gonna go 1 more time here. Okay. Arms are straight. Drive that back foot down. Squeeze that left glute. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Good. Now we're going to switch sides. So if you have trouble with controlling your rib cage and pelvis here, again, you can always move the pad back or move yourself back further away from the wall here, okay? So right knee is down, back foot is in the floor here, arms are straight, okay? Drive that back foot down to the 15% tension, squeeze that right glute, try to bring the rib cage down, hold, 3, 2, 1, ease off. Excellent, we're gonna go 2 more here, okay? Arms straight, drive that back foot into the floor, squeeze that right glute, get those hips in extension. 3, 2, 1, ease off. Good, we're gonna go 1 more time here. Okay, arms straight, drive that back foot into the floor, squeeze that right glute. Three, 2, 1, ease off, and good. And so now we're going to place 1 stick down We still are going to need a pad or something for us to kneel on. We are going to get into the snake and reach here, okay? So I'm going to start with my right leg forward, left knee is down here, okay? Scoot this back a bit and adjust. So I'm going to have my right leg out. So I like to start with the right leg out first. It doesn't demand as much tension. So I'm going to take my left hand, but we're going to move the stick on the inside of my heel of my right foot here. Take my left hand up over the top, thumb facing down towards the floor. So you want to have your hand roughly right above the top of your head here, okay? What I'm going to do from here, I'm going to reach through with my right shoulder, and I'm going to bring the stick behind my scapula, or under my scapula here, okay? So what I'm going to do from here is I'm simply going to reach, and I'm going to pick up the bottom of the stick and move it toward my midline, okay? I want to keep this right leg out. So I haven't moved my left hand up or down, I'm just keeping it where it's at. Okay? So now I'm going to start to crawl up the stick with that left hand, reach up towards the top, go up as high as you comfortably can without any pain. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean to my right. Good. And I'm going to rotate to my right as well, which is going to increase that stretch on the chest and shoulders, even the rib cage. Open everything up here. We're going to reverse out of it, so I'm going to rotate back to my left, not lean to my right as much. I'm going to bring the bottom of the stick towards my right foot, crawl my left hand back down, then we're going to come out of it. Good. And we're going to switch sides. So left leg is out a bit, bottom of the stick is in line with the heel of the left foot, okay? Take my right hand, place it over the top, thumb facing down towards the floor, okay? Gonna snake the left shoulder through, remember pull it under the scapula. It needs to be under the scapula here, okay? So from here, I'm going to bring the bottom of the stick towards my midline, okay? Good. Hold this position for a few seconds. Now I'm going to crawl or walk my right hand up towards the top. Reach up as high as you can, again without any pain. Good. Now I'm going to lean to my left and I'm going to rotate my torso towards my left side, increasing that stretch in the pec, rib cage, and shoulder. Okay? Gonna hold here. Make sure you breathe. Gonna come back, reverse out of it, so rotate to the right. Don't lean. Gonna move the bottom of the stick in towards my left foot, or back towards my left foot. Walk my right hand down. Good, and slowly come out here. Okay? Good. So we don't need a pad anymore. We're going to get into some slap shot here, okay? So I'm going to take the stick and I'm going to place it behind my mid back. Now I want to take a stance as wide as I comfortably can. So your mobility is going to be different, your flexibility is going to be different. So as long as the positions do not cause any pain or discomfort here, okay? So I'm going to have my hands stretched out as wide as I can. Again, keeping that stick at the mid back. So I'm going to have my feet angled out a bit and I'm going to hinge my hips back, drive my hips back as much as I can, okay? I'm gonna rotate the right end of the stick towards my midline, okay? If you can't get it there, that's fine. So now I'm gonna do from here, I'm gonna pull the stick apart. I'm gonna lunge to my right, driving my hips back, okay? It's important to keep that hip position. Now I'm gonna lunge to my left, pushing off that right leg, getting a stretch in that right adductor here. Back to center. Good. Come out. Back to neutral. Now we're going to go back and I'm going to rotate that left end of the stick towards the floor. Pull the stick apart. Lunge to the left, drive those hips back. Good. Now I'm going to lunge to the right, really pushing off that left leg. Take advantage of that stretch in the adductor on the left side. Back to center. Come out slowly, ease off tension. Back to neutral. Now we're going to rotate the right end of the stick towards the floor again. Try to get a little bit further across your midline. So it's going to take that right end. Try to get it further across the midline if you can. Okay? If you can't, that's fine. Again, we're trying to limit how much pain. We're not trying to go into pain motions here. Pull the stick apart, lunge to the right. Drive those hips back. Still pulling the stick apart. Now lunge to the left. Get a stretch in that right adductor. Back to center. Ease off. Back to neutral. Now we're going to rotate that left end of the stick across the midline if you can. Okay? Pull the stick apart. Lunge to the left. Get that rotation. Right? Lunge to the right. Get that stretch in the adductors. Good. Back to center. Slowly come out. Stand up and wiggle your feet back in slowly. Good. So for the last one, we're going to open up the T-spine a little bit with some extension. So we are going to need a second stick for this drill here, okay? And so now what I want to do, I'm going to have my feet roughly hip to shoulder width apart, whatever's most comfortable for you, okay? Toes are going to be forward. I want to have both sticks in line with the big toe of both of my feet here, okay? And roughly about 6 to 8 inches in front of the line of my toes. I'm going to grip roughly about where my chin is, okay? From here, I'm going to have my arms straight, and I'm going to drive my hips back and hinge and reach my arms out. Good. Try to bring the chest down to the floor. You should be feeling a little bit of a stretch, maybe in the chest, right? Depending on how tight you are. But also you're going to feel stretch in that T-spine. Good. Breathe. Now we're going to come back up. And relax. Okay? We're going to do that again. Now this time we're going to start to move the sticks. Okay? So, I'm going to go back to the same position. Arms are straight. Hinge those hips back. Good. I'm going to start to bring both sticks out to my sides. So we're going to almost kind of go in a wide position here. I'm going to bring the sticks out even further. So now I'm going to get a chest stretch a little bit, just bringing them out to my side here. Once they get to in line with your shoulders, keep them there for a second. Breathe. Now I'm going to bring them back out in front to the original position, up into that overhead position here. Good. Come back up slowly. And relax. Good. And that concludes today's class. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday. Be sure to check out the YouTube where we have more classes up and available. Have a good day, guys.